We have with us this morning Dr. James Fagin, who is associated with Lincoln College campus in Normal. Jim came to Lincoln College Normal campus to start the criminal justice and law enforcement program up there. Let's be more specific as to how you came here to Lincoln College Normal up there on Rab Road and helped establish this program and the implication of that and what it means to folks who aspire to a degree.
The criminal justice program is a new program at the Lincoln College Normal campus. They started about 4 years ago. Lincoln College Normal had I'll call it a crisis, in that the big 800-pound gorilla down the road, Heartland Community College, moved in and basically became a very serious threat to the existence of the college, because if a student has to look at an associate degree, and one is about 5 times more expensive than the other, it's hard to maintain that kind of competition. So the college started to decide to embark on a program of bachelor's programs and become a 4-year institution, emphasizing bachelor programs rather than a 2-year institution, and compete head-to-head with Heartland Community College. They decided then that since this is brand new, what we'll do is we'll pick the fastest growing programs in the United States. And so they did a very extensive search to identify those programs that were fastest growing. Business, sports management, and criminal justice were the programs that were picked. And so that's how I got here. I had a reputation. I've been about 30 years in the field. Have about 7 books published in criminal justice, and they decided they wanted someone that had experience to come and start a criminal justice program. So I came in, basically developed the curriculum, promoted the program, and now it's one of the largest bachelor programs at the Lincoln Normal campus.
In the interest of full disclosure, I might add, since I am a trustee of Lincoln College, I need to put that up front before I say that I have a great deal of admiration for what we're doing up there and how we have changed course, looking ahead to the future and what will best serve college and the students who attend there. We have this great thrust towards adult education.
Yes.
The AID program, and I want to just briefly touch on that, Doctor, if you will, please, and tell how that would work in with your criminal justice program.
One of the things that, not being from this area, not being at Lincoln for years, is when I came, of course, I'd meet them in the community. They say, "What do you do?" I would say, "I teach at criminal justice at Lincoln College. I do the bachelor's program." And this blank look would come over their face. "Oh, you do bachelor's degrees at Lincoln?" And we said, "Yes." "Oh, I thought you just did associate degrees." This was a new concept, and you're right. It has caught on. There are numerous people out there in the Bloomington Normal community and surrounding that need an education but can't go full-time, like to a place like ISU. They're not 18, 19 years old where that's their primary job. Some of them have families, some of them have children, some of them have full-time jobs. So they need a place to go. Now, we do have a traditional normal student body where we do have full-time students who are 18 years old. Yeah. But our big growth area there is the adult population. We have found, for example, that State Farm is filled with people who started at State Farm a decade ago when all you needed was a high school diploma. They did very well. Now the new emphasis is having a bachelor's degree. And these people have 10 years experience, and what they're finding is they're being passed over for promotion by new young whippersnappers, we'll call them, who have their bachelor's degree in hand, but they only have 1 or 2 years of business experience. And here these people are with 10 years experience but no bachelor's, aren't eligible for the promotion. So we started the Accelerated Bridge to Education program to specifically address adults who want to come back. Adults who are over 24 years old, they want a bachelor's degree, they have maybe some education, they have a full-time job, maybe a family. So this is a special delivery system. Coursework is the same, degree is the same, classes are the same, standards are the same, but we deliver it in a different way. It's 5-week accelerated evening classes where a person can lock in, let's say, a Wednesday night, and then you can do all your coursework on Wednesdays. Coursework is done in 5-week terms. We started this in criminal justice. Well, our first program, of course, was in business. And this fall, we started a criminal justice program in the what we call AID program, the Accelerated Bridge to Education. And it has started off very well with people who are older, who are working, who want to either change jobs, who want to get promotions, or are retooling to go into a new field. Criminal justice is one of the growth areas. With the advent of the Department of Homeland Security, that literally opened up thousands of new jobs related to criminal justice.
Could I veer off here a little bit? Bill alluded to the fact that you've written up like 6 books.
Yes.
And
my 7th is coming out in January.
In January.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a recent book dealt with Homeland Security.
Yes.
And I think it's back in our minds hot and heavy again because we just had this business of the shipping the packages that were evidently designed by the shoe bomber. And what is going on here in this country? How safe are we? How is our Homeland Security? I just was flying a week ago today, and I suppose I don't fit any profile, but I thought that the security was a little perfunctory.
Security is high right now. I've been involved in Homeland Security since 1974. When I first started off, first of all, there was no name for it. That wasn't called Homeland Security. It was just called terrorism. And I would go from the department to department to try to encourage them in training programs, classes. And they all told me the same thing. Never happened here. We're not concerned about it. That's something that happens overseas. Mm-hmm. So basically, I had an expertise that I couldn't sell. No one was interested.
Nobody believed.
It's like Homeland Security, terrorism. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Now, all of a sudden, as I'm getting towards the end of my career, I find it like the hottest expertise out there. It's like, damn, my timing was wrong.
Yeah.
But yes, we are now in an area where we are looking at our Homeland Security in the sense of, are we safe here in the United States? We did not think that we could be attacked by terrorists in the United States. And we had a disbelief. I mean, we have to realize that the World Trade Tower attack on 9/11 was actually the second attack on the World Trade Towers. There was a previous attack. It was unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. But people disregarded it. It was like, oh, well, that won't ever happen again, and nothing will become of it. And there was really no significant or profound change after that attack on the first time. It wasn't until we had a successful attack that all of a sudden people began to realize, due to modern airplanes and communication and internet, we are not isolated anymore, and they can reach us. The terrorists focus on whatever will gain public attention. They are not committed to one strategy. So if they can't hijack airplanes, then they'll go to another strategy. And that's what they've done, because bombings have always been the favorite tool of the terrorist. Bomb has, for 100 years, been the terrorist favorite tool that you can use. And in modern times, with the new fuses and the new detonators and the new explosives, you can have a small compact bomb that can be set off by cell phone halfway around the world. And so these are great tools, and that's what they're beginning to use. It takes very little money to send a bomb from the Middle East to New York City, but it takes an awful lot of money to intercept one. And so we are always playing catch up, and we're always spending a lot of money as we're doing this.
See, we here in the wheatland of the country seem somewhat isolated, or not somewhat, really isolated.
We feel that way.
Yeah, we feel that way.
But we're not.
I understand. Yeah, that's the point I wanted to make. Is we sit here and feel so safe, And in fact, that's not the case at all, is it?
No, and we've, of course, in Illinois, we've had incidences here where people who proclaimed to be terrorists wanted to bomb buildings right here in Illinois. You know, we've had Springfield incidents and Peoria
We just kind of
incidents.
see we're kind of in a provincial area here, and we feel isolated. But this is an all-encompassing problem in the entire country.
Right. And as targets become hardened in one place, terrorists have no problem of moving to a target that is not hardened in another place. Because, again, because of communication. If they blow up a building in New York, Chicago, Bloomington, or Lincoln, the press coverage will be the same. They'll get the same coverage if they blow up a building in Lincoln, Illinois, as if they blow up one in New York City. The national media will descend upon it.
It's difficult to see the kind of mindset that generates that type of thinking.
You're right.
It's beyond our ken to understand that at all.
We think that people that attack us should have a grudge against us personally, should know us, should have a reason for that attack. And since we have never done anything to offend anyone in the Middle East or any of the other groups, we couldn't possibly think why they would want to attack us. Well, they don't think that way. They see us as symbolic targets.
Sure.
And they do not recognize the concept of innocent bystanders. And so we don't have to be someone who has done something to them to be a potential target.
648-5510, in case anybody would have any questions of Dr. James Fagin, who has a considerable background of expertise in criminal justice and law enforcement. We're going to take just a couple of minutes now for a station break, and we'll turn the controls back to Mr. Jim Ash.